Hello everyone, or maybe should I say Sawadee Tukam Krab. Cheers from everyone from this beautiful beach, sending you a little bit of sun. I'm recording this short video because I had a quite interesting discussion today with a couple of AI startup founders who are approaching a government corporation and they're trying to sell that corporation the product, of course, the platform, the software platform. I used to be on the both sides of the barricade here, so I think I can give a little bit of advice to the young founders who are trying to sell to this kind of entities. For almost 4 years, I used to be a CTO for one of subsidiaries of Changi Airport Group, which is basically owned by Singapore government. So I had to take care of some purchases of platforms, software, different infrastructure choices, security software, of course I'm hiring a lot of people. At the peak my team was about 50 people, both in Singapore and also scattered around the globe. So if you're a young founder and you're trying to sell your product to any corporation, you have to remember one most important thing. You have to get into the boots of the person who's actually going to make the decision to approve your product or not. The reasoning for that person to make a decision will be different by case-by-case basis, of course. But the bigger the company, the more you can be sure that any decision of that magnitude, especially if those purchases are exceeding $1 million, $1 to $3 million, is going to go through a bit longer decision process. And at the end of the day, that decision will be audited, probably also by multiple parties. So I remember back in the days that my team used to be audited actually at least 3 times per year by guys like Deloitte, by PricewaterhouseCoopers, by internal CAG team. But the whole process was sometimes quite excruciating. So if you're trying to sell to the company like that, to undergo those kind of audits periodically, you have to remember that those people will also be audited. So whatever you can do to actually make their life easier will be super beneficial. I would actually advise you to create something like what I like to call a preemptive audit for yourself. So actually when you're proposing, when you're sending the offer, you can create a document that answers all the potential questions that auditors might ask all the people that are making the decisions to buy your product. Let's start with certifications. Most common questions will be, does your company have SOC 2, 27K1, doesn't comply with PDPA, doesn't comply with GDPR, and so on and so on. That's the number one step. Secondly, make sure that your software, if you're selling software, actually passed VAPT procedure. Make sure that you actually have recent certifications from your pen testing company, that your software is simply secure. Gather all the certificates from all the vendors of your own software platform. So if your platform relies on any third-party services, make sure that you gather all the certifications, especially SOC 2, from all of these companies, all of these providers. Another step would be create a bio and a summary of your whole team. Key members of your team that are going to be involved in the project must be presented. Remember that the person who's going to make a decision on the purchase is going to be motivated by the future audit results. Getting SOC 2 certified used to be quite expensive. It used to cost at least $20,000. But actually the situation recently is changing. There are startups who are helping other startups to get a SOC 2 certified or 27K1 certified. You can get certified for as little as $5,000, which is great. Drop a comment below so I can send you in a direct message more information about those cheaper options for certifications. Thanks. Cheers.